I'd like to call this meeting of the regular meeting of the School Board of the District of Spooner to order. Roll call, please.
Present. Here.
Daniel Nelson. Deb Olson.
Here.
Marcia
Here.
Paul Johnson.
Here.
Carrie Ossler.
Here.
And Mr. Melton is excused for this evening. And if we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
To the flag of the United States, to the republic, and for God.
All right. Okay. And I'd like to have a motion to approve the agenda as written, please.
I'll make that motion.
I can second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And moving on to item 2, the consent agenda. A motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Or
I'll second it. One or the other.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Any questions? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. All right, and now we're moving on to item number 3, the informational session. And I'm certain that everybody has had the time to look over the board reports and the administrative reports. And I'm going to just do a very brief summary of the COW meeting notes. And please remember that the meeting is live streamed and also can be found on the district website. So the meeting of the Committee of the Whole was held on January 3rd, 2022. The meeting opened at 5:30. We had presentations, student, staff, and community recognition. And we had several of those, which is wonderful. And we had a referendum update. We had a presentation regarding the Europe trip for 2022. Just a recap of things that we had already voted on prior. So we received and placed that on file. Intent to submit the 21st Century Community Learning Center grant was given by Mrs. Collins, and we received and placed that information on file as well. We discussed the 22-23 school calendar committee, which was consensus to move that to tonight's board meeting. Also discussed the employee handbook committee, and that as well was of consensus to move to tonight's meeting, so we'll be voting on that. We went through and discussed the Neola Policy Volume 30 updates, the third group. That's here again tonight for our vote. Discussed the early graduation for class of 2022. Mrs. Myers gave us information regarding that and just received and placed that on file as well. We discussed the open enrollment seats for 22-23, discussed RFP for the HVAC maintenance. Also, we had a presentation from Wendy from CISA 6 regarding the DAPE's mid-year update. We discussed the RFP for audit services. We discussed the full-time SMS paraprofessional position proposal, which we have consensus to move to tonight's meeting. And we also did the 30, 60, 90-day planning cycle, and we received and placed that information on file as well, along with a financial update. All right. And we're moving on to item 4, which is community comments. Per Wisconsin statute 19.83 parent 2 and 19.84 parent 2, the board will allow public comments. The public comment section shall be limited to 45 minutes unless extended by a vote of the board. The 45 minutes public comment section will be divided by the number of people who have signed up. Individuals addressing the board during the public comment section shall have their remarks limited to no more than 10 minutes. The community comments section of the meeting agenda provides members of the community with the chance to speak directly to the school board. It is a valuable opportunity for community members to have questions, concerns, requests, and ideas heard directly by the school board and administration. Participants are asked to step up to the microphone so that everyone is able to hear when you speak. Providing your contact information on the community comment concern sign-up sheet helps the district follow up with your item. And it looks like we have 3 signed up for community comments this evening. So the first one would be Brian, is it Cohen? Cohen, okay. Can you please step forward? And state your name and town residence, please.
I don't think the microphone's on.
Oh,
Good.
yep, now we
Brian
hear you.
Cowan.
Perfect, thank you.
Live in Spooner. I've been coaching youth hockey and baseball for several years now. We live in the district and have children that'll attend Spooner High School in the near future. Our intent is for our children to play multiple sports and activities offered by the school district, which includes high school hockey. Since joining the youth hockey program 6 years ago, I've seen our numbers triple and continue to grow each year. I'm here today to show my support in bringing a high school team and facilitating a high school hockey team back here in Spooner. In my experience of coaching and developing players in youth hockey and talking to the many coaches of successful programs over the years, I'm confident the missing ingredient in completing our program is a high school team facilitated here in Spooner. It is crucial that the hundreds of young skaters in our youth association have a hometown team to learn from, idolize, and strive to become. We've been diligently working at the youth level to provide a hockey culture that is strong, and the numbers are supporting this. I can't imagine a 2-hour bus ride and leaving early every day to school to be a part of a hockey program. Our family just wouldn't want to participate in that. I have a few years to digest it, but I'm not in favor of even a chance of a diminished education and to take out family time that's valuable. And 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, or 4 days a week, whatever it is, that's valuable time that when we have a rink here in Spooner that's operational and it's thriving, just consider that option. I commend the current and past Iceman players who've sacrificed the education and family time to support their team, but for now, the numbers are in our favor to support a team back in Spooner, and our youth numbers continue to grow. While not only other sports, but also health of the children are in decline. I'm confident that instead of our best developed athletes leaving the district, we'll not only keep them, but players will move into our district as well. The Iceman Co-op has served a purpose, and other co-ops have done in past, and I applaud the coaches, the parents, and most of all the players for the challenge of juggling it all. Now I feel it's time to change directions and move forward. At a minimum, as a father, I'm asking you to please consider bringing and administering the co-op back here in Spooner. For our youth programs to continue to grow and keep our kids active and healthy, we need the apex of a sport in which they strive to play, which is a high school team. A volleyball team, a basketball team, baseball, football, wrestling, and with your support, a hockey team. Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you. All right, next up is Leslie Goodmanson.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Leslie Goodmanson, a resident of Trigo, a substitute teacher in the school district, a proud parent of 2 Spooner school students, and also a member of the Spooner Area Hockey Association Board. So my boys are both 6 and 11, or not both, but are 6 and 11, with many years left in the Spooner Area School District. Additionally, my boys play youth hockey with the Spooner Area Youth Hockey Association, and hopefully one day a Spooner Rails high school hockey team, which brings me to why I'm here tonight. Very soon, the school board and the athletic administration will have to make decisions in regards to continuing their co-op agreement with the Northwest Iceman Co-op. I am here to ask that the school board and administration ask the questions of our Youth Hockey Association in regards to participant numbers and the Spooner Civic Center, as I know there are questions about that. I also ask that the board additionally ask questions of our athletic administration and those that are currently administering the Iceman Co-op, which I believe is administered out of Barron currently. And ask them questions about the budget, the co-op participant numbers, future plans of the co-op, and time management of our student athletes. Maybe ask if the co-op has filled its purpose and completed its mission, much like Brian just mentioned. Perhaps we could offer a survey for current players and families to get their opinion and thoughts on how the co-op is going and a better understanding of how our student athletes here in Spooner may feel about the co-op. And then ask yourself, after you've reached out to others, is it time to move on from the co-op due to increased number of athletes here in Spooner that could provide for a team? Would Spooner better serve its student athletes if we had our own team? So with that said, I'm here to ask questions, do some research, and then be informed so that you can make an honest, educated, and responsible choice when you have to make that decision in the coming months. And make sure that it serves the students and the families that you are serving here in Spooner. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last one is Mark, is it Giuliani? Okay.
Thank you for your time. I did not come with a prepared speech or questions, but I do want to ask you to follow up with the school, the hockey players in the school at the high school level. Ask them if this is something that they have dreamt about and if the dreams are coming through. Because right now, I think at the youth level, we've got kids that are dreaming about playing high school hockey. And it's a very difficult equation for me. I've got 3 boys. We live in Trigo. The time commitment of going to Barron every day is probably a very big obstacle. So I know it's a difficult task, difficult questions, but if there's anything that we can be doing as far as answering our enrollment, what our the numbers, what our vision is from being able to help facilitate, so please reach out. And we're very eager to understand what the position is. And thank you for your time in advance.
Thank you very much. All right. We're going to move on here to item number 5, the discussion and action portion of tonight's meeting. And we're looking at item A, consider personnel recommendations. Dr. Aslan?
So some resignations and retirements before you this evening. Seth Krasinski, high school girls assistant, soccer coach, 1 year service. Chris Walker, high school business education teacher, 30 years of service, retiring at the end of the current school year. Josh Tischer, middle school track and field coach, 6 years of service. And Nancy Bitney, Spooner Elementary School counselor, retiring at the end of the 21-22 school year, 29 years of service.
Do I have a motion to approve these resignations?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We want to thank all of you for your years of dedication and service to this district. We appreciate it very much. All right. Moving on to, we have some hirings this evening then.
Some hirings as well. Beth Van Trees to the food service position, replacing Ashley Kraus. Aaron Van Gilder, long-term sub, long-term limited term employee, certified occupational therapy assistant, or COTA. New position in the district, recommended by Mr. Hopke. Josh Tischer, high school head track and field coach, replacing Josh Fiesel, and recommended by Mr. Lucius. Beth Emerson, middle school track and field coach, replacing Amanda Buck, recommended by Mr. Lucius. And Jesse Robati, Halftime district office secretary replacing Kristen Tischer, recommended by me.
All right. And do I have a motion to approve these hirings?
So moved. I will.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. All right. Great. Welcome to those who have not been in the district and those that are changing positions. We thank you very much. And we're moving on to item B, consider the acceptance of donations.
So our great trend of wonderful donations continues from the Spooner Wesleyan Church Vacation Bible School, Bike Intervention Program, and Spooner Middle School concert attire. Donations, the value of $464.29 from Michael and Deanne McClellan, donated to student needs, $4,166.87 from Cobblestone Custom Framing and Christian Gifts, middle school before and after school program, framing mats totaling $50. And from the Spooner High School class of 2020, Spooner High School, 2 cap and gown outfits totaling $31.66.
And do I have a motion to approve these donations?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Again, this is incredible of the community members and people in this community that continue to give to our district. It's unbelievable how month after month that this continues to happen, and we really appreciate it. All right, we're moving on to item C, which is consider the fundraiser request, and there is none this evening. All right, so now we're moving on to item D, consider the 22-23 school calendar process. And so I'm looking for a motion to direct the administration to draft the 22-23 calendar, solicit it to the staff, and present it to the board.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you very much. And we're moving on to item E, consider the employee handbook committee formation. So I am looking for a motion to direct the administration to form the handbook committee as presented at the COW.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. And moving on to item F, consider the second reading of Neola Policy Volume 30 updates the second group. So motion to approve the second reading of the Neola Policy Volume 30 updates second group as presented at the COW.
So move.
Second.
Any questions regarding any of those policies?
I do have a question. It's 4161.
Okay?
I don't know if it really matters, but I think there's it's referring to support staff in every other paragraph except for the fourth paragraph. And I don't know if it is a huge critical deal. I didn't catch it before. I didn't see it.
Do you have, Dr. Haslin?
I do not.
Okay. So which part are you asking about, Terry? I'm sorry.
Okay, so it is the fourth subparagraph or the line down. It just says the staff member will be required. Is that correct, rather than the support staff member?
Right. So in the Neola policy format, any policy with a 4,000 number on it is for support staff. And then the 3,000s are for the licensed staff.
Does that answer your question?
I think so.
Okay.
It probably was silly, but
Nope, no question is silly. So, all right, are there any other questions? Nope, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. And we're moving on to item G. Consider the first reading of Neola Policy Volume 30 updates, the third group. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the first reading of the Neola Policy Volume 30 updates, third group, as presented at the COW.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions?
I do have a question on this one also.
All right.
8,500, the food services one. Again, not sure if it's a typo or whatever, but there's two paragraphs that seem very redundant and almost overlapping of information. It's the new green. Below that.
Okay.
And then there's the second. I know there were. Find it.
Do we want to pull this one and, okay, so we're gonna, so I'm gonna, if you would, I'll amend the motion, or can I amend the motion to,
It's the second green. It's underneath that.
okay, we're gonna pull this one out of the group so we can get some clarification on that. And so if,
My motion is with the exception of 8,500 then.
thank you. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We will get some clarification on that and bring that back. Thank you. All right. And item H, consider the open enrollment seats for 22-23. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the open enrollment seats for 2022-2023 as presented at the COW.
Make that motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I have a question again, and it's
Okay.
really just a point of clarification.
Okay.
And it's in the heading of the worksheet that was presented. It's 21-22 projections. But is that really the number of students in those classes right now, grade levels, or is it actually a projected for 22-23?
Mr. Hopke, could you please step forward and answer Mrs. Oslison's questions?
It is 22, 23, and it's based on what we have right now as well as early childhood, some of the projections that we have there.
Okay. Well, then on that, Mr. Hopke, if it's a projection, what is the current eighth grade? I'm just shocked that there's no open enrollment seats available at the high school. And with current enrollment in the eighth grade, I thought being down, it just seems like it would project that there would stuff. And I know you can't figure out everything, but.
Yeah, and we had talked about that with the presentation that it's just for this coming year. I know we'll be taking a look at things a little more closely in future years here as well, so.
No problem.
Okay, all right.
Mr.
Can
Johnson?
I think the one thing is why it looks like zero seems unreasonable is because as we have open enrollment in the elementary and the middle school, once those students are open enrolled here, they continue to flow through. So even though they may be coming into our high school, they came in at a younger age. So as more come in down below, there's not going to be as many openings up above. So that's an explanation of, it's not like we're not letting open enrollment into our high school.
Right.
We are. There's open enrollment happening. It's just the new ones coming in have to come through from the lower levels.
Right.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
it is.
Okay.
I can speak from personal experience, so.
All right. Okay. All right. So any further questions? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Thank you. And we're moving on to item I, consider the RFP for HVAC maintenance. So I'm looking for a motion to approve going out for RFP for HVAC maintenance.
So move.
Second?
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. And item J, consider RFP for audit services. Motion to approve going out for RFP for audit services.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. And moving on to item K, consider the full-time SMS paraprofessional position proposal. So I'm looking for a motion to approve hiring of the full-time SMS paraprofessional position for the remainder of the 21-22 school year as presented at the COW.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Can I have a roll call vote on this one, Jesse, please?
Deacon Benson Rowe,
Yes.
Michelle Jepson,
Yes.
Deb Olson,
Yes.
Marcia Schur,
Yes.
Paul Johnson,
Yes.
Terry Aslis.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. And moving on to item L, consider the boys soccer co-op. So I'm looking for a motion to approve participation in the boys soccer co-op.
So moved?
Second.
Any questions?
I'm going to ask, I don't see a packet in here for me to look at. I don't know what is being presented. There's no attachment in mine that was given to us?
It's
Is that
just
true?
it's just a form.
Okay.
It's just,
All right,
Yeah,
that-
we were
that was
not-
all.
yeah, we weren't-
Normally, we see something.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same as Pelican Spooner?
Yes, which is just like, yeah,
What we've been doing?
yep. So it's.
Same as
it's
before.
Same as
identical.
before,
No-
yep.
no
yep.
change.
No changes at all. Okay. Any further questions, Mr. Johnson? Okay. And roll call vote on this one? Okay.
Deacon Benson,
Yes.
Michelle Jepson,
Yes.
Deb Olson,
Yes.
Marcia Schur,
Yes.
Paul Johnson,
Yes.
Terry Aslis.
Yes.
All right. And- All right, we're moving on to item 6, looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
What's that?
Was that wrong?
No. Asked about that?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Well,
All sorts of stuff here.
That's what we're supposed to do.
So don't
apologize.
Go through it. and-
Okay,
You got some keys for me tonight too, right?
yep, I sure do,
Oh,
right here
good.
in my hand.
Oh, wonderful. What vehicle am I taking?
I think so. It might
The
be
white
one-
van?
It might be the one
Okey-doke.
right above or one right
I'll get
below.
you started on that. I'll
I'll
grab
get going here.
Deb and Marcia for the others. And that co-op agreement for
Yeah.
the soccer, it just, we haven't gotten it yet. So the gentleman from
No, I
WIA
kinda-
was
I
trying
did
to
it.
fax it.
Most of the time, we at least see it before we have to approve it. Come on now.
Even today, Josh was like, I still haven't gotten that form. Is Quick Trip okay, Paul, or would you rather
Absolutely.
have
No,
Holiday?
no, no. A quick trip's good.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with them.
Marcia.
What are we gonna call it for the date? We're gonna call it the 14th, 15th today?
The 17th today.
Okay.
You're way behind.
thanks
Sorry.
for your attention to detail.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I didn't know
Well, I've been doing the
if we
same
were
thing, but I'm
approving the
like, oh.
contract